Hi Nana. In this video we will learn about the general methods of preparation of acids. See, actually there are four methods. There are four methods of preparation of acids. So what are they? We will learn one by one. Okay. So the first method is synthesis method. It is called as synthesis method. What is the meaning of synthesis? Synthesis means when substances combine in elemental state to form a single compound, then it is said to be synthesis reaction. Okay, I mean in the types of chemical reactions we have learnt about synthesis reaction. So synthesis reaction is a type of combination reactions where only the elements will combine. So here in the synthesis of acids, the two elements which combine, compulsorily one of the elements should be hydrogen. One of the elements should be hydrogen and the other element should be non-metals. Okay, non-metals like chlorine. So when two different elements combine to form a compound, then the reaction is said to be synthesis reaction. Okay, so here direct synthesis. So these two elements, they directly react. So we have to provide the reacting conditions. Suppose generally hydrogen will react with chlorine even in sunlight also. Even in sunlight also the reaction will take place. Okay. So generally synthesis reaction synthesis of acids, particularly synthesis of acids, we can generally write like this: hydrogen plus non-metal, hydrogen plus non-metal, hydrogen plus non-metal, they react with each other to form acids. So this is the generally equation. So specifically for different acids we have to use different non-metals. So here for the preparation of HCl, so sunlight, so these two react with each other in the presence of sunlight to form HCl. And for the when hydrogen reacts with bromine, so it requires electricity, or else it requires electric discharge. It requires electric discharge. So if you mix the hydrogen and bromine gas, and into that mixture of hydrogen and bromine, if you send the electric discharge, so then reaction takes place between the hydrogen and bromine to form HBr. So hydrobromic acid, hydrochloric acid. So in the same way, even hydrogen and iodine in the form of vapor. See, generally iodine it will be in the form of solids. We have to collect the iodine vapors and mix them with the hydrogen gas. And here in this in this case also the same condition, that means electric discharge. Okay, electric discharge. When electric discharge is sent through the mixture of hydrogen and iodine vapors, then it forms a acid known as hydroiodic acid. So this one is stronger acid than this one, and this one is stronger acid than this one. Another example, hydrogen when reacted with sulfur. So we have to take boiling sulfur. So when hydrogen is made to react with boiling sulfur, so what happens? So when hydrogen is sent, when hydrogen gas is bubbled through boiling sulfur, so both of them react with each other to form acid known as hydrogen sulfide. So all these are synthesis reactions. So in this process, In this process, when hydrogen reacts with the non-metal, so all these acids are obtained. See, the common thing is in all these acids is all in this process synthesis of in the synthesis of acids by from hydrogen and non-metal. So all the acids which are produced, they are said to be binary acids. They are said to be binary acids, or simply we may call it as hydracids also. Hydracids. Binary. What is the meaning of binary? Binary means two elements. So here only two elements are combining. So in this acid you will find only two elements. Only two elements. Only two elements. Only two elements you will find. So if an acid contains only two elements and one of the elements should be compulsorily, it should be hydrogen, and the other element should be non-metal. So such acids are said to be binary acids or hydracids. So in this way, so this is one of the method of the preparation of acids, and this is called as a direct synthesis method. Okay, now we learn the next method, second method of preparation of acid. Second method of preparation of acids. Here in the second method, dissolving of non-metal oxides, non-metal oxides in water. So when non-metal oxides are dissolved in water, there is a reaction takes place between the water and non-metal oxides, okay, and forms acids. For example, so the common example we'll come across in our day-to-day life is carbon dioxide dissolves in water. So when carbon dioxide dissolves in water, it forms carbonic acid, H2CO3. Carbon dioxide is highly soluble in water, so it forms a carbonic acid. See, general way of representation of this one is non-metal oxide plus water, it forms acid. So this is the general way of method of representation. So examples we will take. One example is carbon dioxide when dissolved in water. So here it is forming carbonic acid. So carbonic acid is formed. Okay, carbonic acid is formed. Next is sulfur dioxide. When sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water, okay, it forms a sulfurous acid, H2SO3, sulfurous acid. When sulfur trioxide is dissolved in water, when sulfur trioxide gas, see all these are non-metal oxides which are gases. Okay, so when they are dissolved in water, what happens? It forms a sulfuric acid, H2SO4, sulfuric acid, sulfurous acid. Okay, so in ic acid there will be one oxygen in excess. In us acid there will be one oxygen less than that of ic acids. So always us acid contains one oxide less than ic acid. Okay. Next example, phosphorus pentoxide, P2O5. So white dense fumes. So phosphorus pentoxide, white dense fumes of phosphorus pentoxide. So when they react with water, so when they are dissolved in water, so they form phosphoric acid. They form phosphoric acid, H3PO4. So 3 hydrogens, here only 2 hydrogens are there. So if I put 3 water molecules, then 2 phosphoric acid molecules it forms. So this is called as phosphoric acid, sulfuric acid, sulfurous acid, carbonic acid. When nitrogen dioxide, NO2 gas, so already we learned that this is a reddish brown colored gas, white dense fumes. Okay, so this is sulfur dioxide is a cough causing So it causes cough. Okay, right. So when nitrogen dioxide, reddish brown colored gas, is dissolved in water, when it is dissolved in water, it produces a mixture of two acids, nitric acid and nitrous acid. So this is nitric acid and this is called as nitrous acid. A mixture of nitric acid and nitrous acid, they are formed when nitrogen dioxide is dissolved in water. So in this way, so these are all non-metal oxides. When they are dissolved in water, so they form acids, respective acids they form. See, one common thing in all these is, so in all these acids you will find three elements. Hence they are called as the ternary acids. Ternary acids. They are called as the ternary acids, or else simply they may be called as oxyacids also. Oxyacids also. Because all of them contains three elements. What are the three elements present in them? What are the three elements present in them? So out of the three elements, compulsory there should be one element, hydrogen, and any other non-metal, and oxygen. Hydrogen, non-metal, 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 oxygen. So like this. So compulsory three elements should be present. So such acids are said to be ternary acids or oxyacids. Or oxyacids. So in this way, non-metal oxides when dissolved in water, so they form acids. Okay. So in this way, this is one of the method of preparation of acids. Now let us learn the third method of preparation of acid. Third method of preparation of acids. So here in the third method, we heat salt of more volatile acids with less volatile acid. So we will take salt and acid and we will heat it. If you heat salt and acid, see generally what is salt? Salt it is formed from acids. Generally when acid reacts with base, okay, when acid reacts with base, they form what? They form salt. When acid reacts with base, they form salt. So here, for example, if you take HCl base NaOH, so what happens? So they form, so NaCl salt plus water is formed. So here this salt, this is a salt, okay, which is obtained from acid and base. So the thing here is this salt should be obtained from this salt should be obtained from more volatile acid. More volatile acid. What is the meaning of more volatile acid? That means if you take an acid, okay, right, so if that acid readily converts into vapor under normal conditions, if that acid readily converts into vapor, then such acids are said to be more volatile acid. Did you understand? So the salt, so the salt which is obtained, should be when more volatile acid reacts with base, then you will get some salt. Okay, so such salt we have to take. Okay, so in the third method of preparation of acids, we have to take a salt in such a way that the salt which is obtained should be it should be from more volatile from more volatile acid. When more volatile acid reacts with a base, then the salt which is obtained, so such type of salt we have to take here. So this salt is said to be, this salt NaCl is a salt. So it is said to be salt of more volatile acid. Salt of more volatile acid. See, take sulfuric acid, H2SO4. This is another acid. So generally the color of sulfuric acid is lightish, light yellow. It will be around. So it is a thick liquid. It is a thick, somewhat viscous liquid. So if you take sulfuric acid, so it will be very somewhat thick. It is somewhat thick acid. So it does not easily evaporate. It does not easily convert. Okay. So hence it is said to be less volatile. What is the meaning of volatile? If any substance converts into vapor easily at low temperature, then such substance is said to be volatile substance. Okay. So generally sulfuric acid is less volatile acid. Okay. So here for in the third method of preparation of acids, so we have to take a salt and acid. So what type of salt and what type of acid is important. So what type of acid? It should be less volatile acid. The acid should be less volatile. That means it cannot, the acid cannot convert into vapor easily. Slowly, very slowly, if acid converts into vapors, and we have to heat such acids in order to get some, at least little vapors also we have to heat. Okay, so under ordinary conditions, such acids they do not convert into vapor easily. Such acids are said to be less volatile acids. Okay, and other substance should be salt. What type of salt? The salt which is obtained from more volatile acid and any other base. So due to the reaction between more volatile acid and any base, if a salt is formed, then such salt is said to be salt of more volatile acid. What salt we have to take? Salt of more volatile acid. Salt of more volatile acids. Okay, so more volatile acids. Example here more volatile acid. Another example HNO3. Even HNO3 is also more volatile acid. Sulfuric acid is a less volatile acid. So many acids which are more volatile. Okay, but very few acids like sulfuric acid are less volatile in nature. So by using sulfuric acid and salt like NaCl or NaNO3 etc., we can obtain acid. So here now this salt, when it is made to react with acid, less volatile acid, I will take example here NaCl I will take. So NaCl is the salt of more volatile acid. So this salt is obtained from which acid? HCl. Another example HNO3 nitric acid, when reacted with NaOH, what happens? So this is a more volatile acid. When reacted with base, it forms what? It forms salt NaNO3 plus HOH, that means water. So what is this one? This is a salt, and this salt is obtained from more volatile acid. So I can salt of more volatile acid. So I may take this one also as an example. Okay, so like this. So NaNO3, NaCl, KCl, KNO3. Okay, such salts are said to be salts of more volatile acids. Okay, right. Now here NaCl I will take, salt of more volatile acid, when reacted with less volatile acid, sulfuric acid. Okay, it forms what? Here hydrogens. So in this acid, sulfuric acid, hydrogens will combine with these chlorines. So here chlorine. So I mean every one hydrogen requires only one chlorine. So here every sodium chloride contains only one chlorine. So what happens? So as there are two hydrogens, we have to take two NaCl. So that what happens? So these two chlorines will combine with the two hydrogens and form HCl. Okay, two HCl it forms. So and what is left over? So Na2. So 2 Na and SO4. So Na2SO4. Na2SO4 is obtained. So again this is a salt. This is a salt, but salt of less volatile acid. So what is this one? This is an acid newly prepared. So in this way this acid is prepared from the salt and more volatile acid. Sorry, less volatile acid. So this, I mean here in this process acid is prepared. So this is one of the method of preparation of acid. So in the preparation of one type of acid, we will use another type of acid which is less volatile, and this other type of acid it should be made to react with salt. So the I mean what is the nature of this salt? That salt should be obtained from more volatile acid. So here like this, in this way, so acids are prepared. Another example, KNO3, potassium nitrate. Okay, this is a salt of more volatile acid. When reacted with sulfuric acid, okay, when heated with sulfuric acid, what sulfuric acid we have to take? We have to take a concentrated sulfuric acid. So this is important. So don't take dilute sulfuric acid. We have to take a concentrated sulfuric acid. Okay. Then what happens? So reaction takes place. Reaction takes place between these two, and what you will get? Acid you will get. So here what acid? What acid here? So every hydrogen requires one NO3 to form HNO3 acid. So these are what? These are more volatile acids. So here what is left over? Potassium. But here two hydrogens are there. I will take two KNO3s. Okay. So 2 KNO3. So that means 2 NO3 and 2 hydrogens, they form 2 HNO3s plus what is left over? 2 potassiums and 1 sulfate is left over. So it forms a K2SO4. Okay, what is this one? This is an acid. Okay, this is an acid. So here these acids are more volatile acids. More volatile acid. So from less volatile acid, we are preparing more volatile acid. Okay, so that is the important thing. So the other method of preparation of acids is we will prepare more volatile acids. So the newly obtained acids are more volatile acids. Okay, so from less volatile acids, more volatile acids are produced. Along with the more volatile acid, salt is produced. Here what salt? Salt of, here it is salt of less volatile acid. Less volatile acid is obtained. Salt of more volatile acid is used. Okay, when it is made to react with less volatile acid, you will get more volatile acid. Along with more volatile acid, you will get what? Salt of less volatile acid. So like this. So don't get into confusion. So here generally sulfuric acid is it cannot evaporate easily, whereas the acids like HCl, HNO3, they can easily evaporate, hence they are said to be more volatile acids. Okay, so like this is the third method of preparation of acids. Okay, right now. Now let us learn about the fourth method of preparation of acids. Fourth method of preparation of acids. Oxidation of non-metals. Oxidation of non-metals. Okay, with oxyacids. Oxyacids. What are oxyacids? The acids which contain hydrogen, non-metal and oxygen. So they are also called as ternary acids. So here we use oxy acids, and we made we made non-metals to react with oxy acids. So what happens? Non-metals will undergo oxidation when reacted with oxy acids to form acids. Okay, so now let us learn examples. Sulfur. Sulfur is a non-metal when reacted with nitric acid. Nitric acid is a good oxidizing agent. Nitric acid is a good oxidizing agent. So generally we will take concentrated nitric acid. We will take. So in order to in this method we will take concentrated nitric acid. Okay. So now concentrated nitric acid, when it is made to react with sulfur non-metal, okay, they form the reaction between these two. So here what happens? So instead of nitrogen, sulfur will come, and the number of hydrogens and oxygens will change. So what happens? So it forms a sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Okay, it forms sulfuric acid, water and nitrogen dioxide gas. Sulfuric acid, water and nitrogen dioxide. So here one non-metal is one non-metal acid is converted into another non-metal acid. So this is here what is happening. This non-metal is oxidized. This non-metal is oxidized to acid. Another example, take phosphorus. Phosphorus reacts with HNO3. So here if I balance, I will get 6 HNO3. So when phosphorus is made to react with nitric acid, it forms H3PO4. So here nitrogen is replaced by phosphorus. Okay, now new acid we will get. Okay, another acid we will get. Okay, phosphoric acid plus water plus NO2. Water plus NO2. See, actually here it should be 2 and 6 NO2. Okay, here 5 HNO3. So 5 NO2. So like this. So non-metal when made here this non-metal is oxidized to its acid. This non-metal is oxidized to its acid. So with the help of oxidizing oxidizing agents. So these are oxy acids. Another example. So phosphorus reacts with sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid. So concentrated nitric acid. So concentrated sulfuric acid. So here it forms again. Here also it forms, instead of sulfur, phosphorus comes and sit. So it forms a phosphoric acid. Okay, phosphoric acid and water and here SO2 is formed because we have used sulfuric acid. When nitric acid is used, so it forms NO2. When sulfuric acid is used, it forms SO2. Okay, so like this. So here 2, 5. So 5. So like this. So in this way, so oxidation of nonmetals can also. This is another method, fourth method to prepare acid. Okay, so like this. So these are the general methods of preparation of acids. Now we learn about the bases. So far we have discussed about acids. Okay, now we will learn about the bases. What is base? What is base? See, actually base is a substance. Base is a compound. For example, take a NaOH. So what happens? So NaOH, when it is reacted with the HCl, aqueous solutions we have to take what? Aqueous solutions. Generally aqueous solution of base and aqueous solution of acid we have to take. See, actually aqueous solution of acid, so we learned that aqueous solution of acid contains what? In aqueous solution of acids you will find this one will break down into H plus and Cl minus, okay, and water. So now H plus ions, they do not exist independently, so they always combine with water, okay. So finally, so this aqueous solution of HCl, so it contains what? So when these two combine, they form a hydronium ion, okay. What is this one? Hydronium ion and Cl minus is, so hydronium ions are formed. So aqueous solution of acids contain what? Hydronium ions. So this is the very important thing. So how to define base? So now this is base. So I mean, instead of this one I can write this also, hydronium ions and this one. So instead of this one I will write like this, H3O plus Cl minus. So what is the H3O plus and Cl minus means it is nothing but aqueous solution of acid. So what happens? So this base, generally what happens, the OH present in the base, it reacts with the hydronium ion to form what? Water. To form water. And this one will combine with this one. So actually Na plus and OH minus. So Na plus will combine with the Cl minus and forms NaCl. So in this way, so the base is a compound. The base is a compound which reacts with the hydronium ion of acid. So this is acid, and in the acid, so this one is reacting with the hydronium ion of an acid to form salt and water as the only products. Okay, as the only products is called as a base. So like this. So definition of base. What is the definition of base? The compound which reacts with the hydronium ions of the acid. Okay, the compound which reacts with the hydronium ions of the acid, okay, to form salt and water as the only products. Such a substance is said to be, such compound or else such substance is said to be base. So this is one definition of the base. Another definition of the base. So here what happens? NaOH plus HCl. Simply I will write like this. So here H plus and Cl minus. So this is aqueous. See, H3O plus. It is also called as what? It is also called as H plus aqueous. H plus aqueous is called as H3O plus hydronium ion. Hydronium ion is also called as H plus aqueous. Aqueous proton. Aqueous proton. So we can define like this. A base is a compound which accepts proton, okay, to form salt and water. So what happens? So this will take this base will accept this one. So when it accepts this one, what happens? So this one will react with OH to form H2O, and what is left over here? Cl minus is left over here. Here Na plus is left over. So forms NaCl. So like this. So this is, both are same only, but this is another way of defining bases. So base is a compound which accepts proton. So this is called as proton, aqueous protons, which accept aqueous protons, okay, to form salt and water, as the only products. Okay, the compound which accepts H plus ions, aqueous H plus ions, or else protons, or else simply aqueous protons. Okay, to form salt and water as the only products. Such a compound is said to be base. So like this we can define base. So this is the definition of base. So the definition is available in your ICSE book, ICSE part 2 book. Now we will learn some of the examples of bases. Some of the examples of bases. See, generally all metal oxides are bases. All metal oxides are bases. Are bases. All metal oxides are bases. Next one. All metal oxides. All metal hydroxides. All metal hydroxides. Okay. All metal hydroxides. And if all metal hydroxides and even ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide is also a base. All metal hydroxides, okay, are bases. Actually, ammonium hydroxide, so it does not contain any metal, but still it is still ammonium hydroxide is a base. Okay. Now we will learn another term known as alkali. Another term known as alkali. What is alkali? Alkali. A base which is soluble in water is called as alkali. A base which is soluble in water. A base which is soluble in water is said to be alkali. See, generally bases are of two types. Water soluble bases and water insoluble bases. Water insoluble bases. Okay, water soluble bases and water insoluble bases. Here, water soluble bases are called as alkalis. And water insoluble bases are called as they are bases. Example, if I take all first year group elements, second year group elements, their bases, first year group and second year group elements, their the metals, all first year group and second year group are metals. So their oxides of first year group elements, second year group elements, or hydroxides of first year group elements or second year group elements, they are what? They are water soluble and they are called as alkalis. Examples for this: zinc hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, copper hydroxide, so etc. So such hydroxides are simply they are bases. See, look here, these hydroxides, they are insoluble in water, hence they do not, this is most important, do not give OH minus ions in water. Remember that generally base is denoted like this MOH, acid is denoted like this HA. This is acid, and base is denoted like this. So base. Suppose if it is alkali, that means if it is water soluble base, then what happens? If it is water soluble base, then it dissolves in water, and what happens? It will break down into M plus and OH minus. Okay, so that means it is giving. So this particular substance, this particular base, it is giving OH minus ions in water. Okay, so such bases are said to be water soluble bases. Alkalis, what do they give? Alkali. So these water soluble bases, they give or else they give OH minus ions in water, or else they form OH minus ions in water. Alkalis or else water soluble base, they form OH minus ions in water like this. Examples: first A group elements, their oxides and their hydroxides. Even second A group elements, their oxides and their hydroxides, generally they are water soluble, and hence they are called as alkalis. Water insoluble, so other hydroxides, other metal hydroxides, they are water insoluble. As they are water insoluble, they do not form OH minus ions in water. So like this. So that is the basic difference between water soluble and water insoluble. A compound, so what is alkali? Alkali is a compound which on dissolving in water, alkali, this is an alkali. So now base only, but water soluble base, hence it is called as alkali. Okay, so here a compound which dissolves in water, okay, and gives OH minus ions as the only negative ions. So is there any other negative ion? So when alkali is dissolved in water, so you will find only one negative ion, only one type of negative ions. So what are that negative ions? OH minus ions. So they do not form any other negative ions, only OH minus ions as the negative ions. Okay, they form. So that means the compound when dissolved in water, okay, to form OH minus ion as the only negative ions, okay, such compounds are said to be alkalis. So like this, bases can be classified into water soluble base, water insoluble base. Water soluble bases are called as alkalis, and water insoluble bases, simply they are called as bases only. See, these water soluble bases or alkalis, they form OH minus ions in water, whereas water insoluble bases, they do not form OH minus ions in water. So like this, these are some of the, this is about the alkalis and other bases. So we will learn some examples. Examples of alkalis we will learn. Examples of alkalis we will learn. Okay, right. We have seen first A group elements, okay, and their oxides and their hydroxides. For example, sodium oxide. Sodium oxide, it's a first A group oxide of first A group element. So when reacted with water, or else when dissolved in water, so what happens? It produces Na plus. So it will decompose, it will break down into Na plus and OH minus ions. Because this OH minus ion, it is obtained from water. Okay, OH minus ion. So this oxygen, these two hydrogens and one oxygen. So altogether it forms two OH minus ions and two Na plus. two OH minus ions and two Na plus they form. And even another example, sodium hydroxide, NaOH in the presence of water. So what happens? NaOH in the presence of water. That means the presence of water. So simply NaOH AQ I will write. So it will. So here oxide will produce like this, and hydroxide, as already it is hydroxide. So what happens? It simply breaks down into Na plus OH minus. So as it is an oxide, so we have to write like this. So if it is hydroxide, simply break down and write AQ, and here also AQ. So that means this is produced in water and this is also produced in water. So like this. Okay, so this is example for first year group elements, the metals, first year group metals, oxides and their hydroxides, and example for second year group metal oxides and their hydroxides. For example, take second year group. So calcium oxide will take when dissolved in water. When calcium oxide dissolved in water, so they form what? Calcium plus ions, calcium plus 2 ions, okay, and 2 OH minus ions. So this oxygen and 2 hydrogens, they form 2 OH. So calcium will form this one. So here it's a reversible reaction. So this is a reaction. See, actually this is not in the ionic form, but this base, it produces ions in water. Okay, even this is also not in ionic form, but when dissolved in water they form ions. So even this is also not in ionic form. So it is also not in ionic form. Okay, so when dissolved in water it forms ions like this. And even hydroxides of second A, calcium hydroxide if I take, so when dissolved in water, so they form, simply it breaks down into calcium ions and OH minus ions. So it will break down into, so like this. So what is obtained here? So in water, so OH minus ions are formed. The substances which can form OH minus ions in water. Okay, so we have to write AQ means aqueous. So as they are forming OH minus ions in water, so these substances are said to be alkalis. Okay, so even ammonium hydroxide also will produce OH minus ions in water. Ammonium hydroxide is also treated as alkali because it will break down in water. It will break down into NH4 plus and OH minus ions. Aqueous. So like this. So that means ammonium hydroxide, as it is giving OH minus ions in water, hence it is also said to be an alkali. So like this, there are so many alkalis. So we learn. Right, Nana? Next, in the next class, in the next video, we will learn about the classification of bases or alkalis. We will learn. Okay, right. Bye.